My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Do I really even need an intro here? Forrest Gump is one of the most well-known and recognizable movies in history. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who hasn't seen this movie. Even my grandma has seen this movie. I think it's a great example of a movie that really came together to be a cultural phenomenon because of the great directing of Robert Zemeckis and the performance of Hanks that is really the glue that holds what is a pretty ridiculous story together. And if you can believe it, the novel is actually even more insane. In the book, Forrest goes to space. That's right. He goes to space with a monkey named Sue. So, believe it or not, the movie is the reined-in version. So anyway, these are 5 of my favorite facts about the movie and the production of Forrest Gump.
He got me invested in some kind of fruit company. And so then I got a call from him saying we don't have to worry about money no more. And I said, that's good. One less thing.
Generally, actors are paid a one-time lump sum for their performance in a movie. But sometimes an actor, usually a big name, will negotiate a percentage of the film's profit in exchange for being paid up front. They're essentially betting on the success of the movie and their own performance. Robert Downey Jr. did this with Endgame and earned an estimated extra $55 million from the gross. But way back in 1994, when nobody knew who Iron Man was, but Robert Downey Jr. was ironically still into Marissa Tomei, even in '94, Tom Hanks was negotiating profit percentages before it was cool. Hanks was paid nothing up front for Forrest Gump, and as the movie became a box office darling, grossing nearly $700 million worldwide, Hanks took home $40 million based on his agreed-upon percentage.
Are you stupid or something?
I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
Forrest's Alabama drawl is a huge part of what makes the character so recognizable. But Tom Hanks had initially wanted to ease Forrest's southern accent, electing to do a slight, more subtle accent that can be heard in this test footage.
Hi.
Hi.
I brought you something.
Thank you.
I ate some.
But he was eventually persuaded by Robert Zemeckis to portray the heavy accent stressed in the novel. Hanks ended up patterning his accent after Michael Connor Humphreys, who plays young Forrest. He speaks with his real accent in the film.
Mama said not to be taking rides from strangers.
This is a busted school.
What's your name, man?
My name is Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump!
When Forrest gets up to talk at the Vietnam rally in Washington, the microphone plug gets pulled and you can't hear anything that he's saying. According to Tom Hanks, though, what he says from the script, sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without any legs. Sometimes they don't go home at all. That's a bad thing. That's all I have to say about that. So if you ever wondered what he said that blew this guy's mind, now you know.
That's all I have to say about that. We got a whole bunch of boats, 12 Jennies, big old warehouse. We even have hats that say Bubba Gump on them. Bubba Gump Shrimp. It's a household name.
In my opinion, Forrest Gump is definitely Tom Hanks' most recognizable role, and it's near impossible to imagine anyone else playing the character. But in the early process, Hanks wasn't the first choice. Bill Murray, John Travolta, and Chevy Chase all turned down the role of Forrest Gump. Travolta later even admitted that passing on the role was a mistake. Bill Paxton was one of director Robert Zemeckis' first choices for the role, but the studio felt he wasn't a big enough name and wanted someone with more star power. I guess they saw Aliens.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Interestingly, the novel's author Winston Groom had always envisioned John Goodman as Gump.
My given name is Benjamin Buford Blue. People call me Bubba. Just like one of them old redneck boys. Can you believe that?
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
Speaking of alternate casting choices, David Alan Grier, Ice Cube, and Dave Chappelle turned down the role of Bubba. Ice Cube refused because he didn't want to play an idiot, and Chappelle passed because he thought the movie would bomb, which you can't really blame him for that. The movie on paper sounds pretty silly. Chappelle, though, since admitted that he deeply regrets not taking the role. Chappelle would even go on to take the opportunity to play Tom Hanks' best friend in You've Got Mail 4 years later. Maybe that's a way to redeem himself in his mind. What did you think of Forrest Gump? Is it overrated? Is it classic American cinema? Is it a travesty to beat Pulp Fiction for Best Picture? Let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you see all my videos, and follow on social media for more movie content. Thanks for watching.